Have you worked for a great leader anytime during your career? The level of mentoring or the kind of respect you received or the way your ideas were heard, whatever could be the reason, you felt safe and so comfortable while working with your boss. At the same time, have you experienced tough times while working with the wrong leader? You may forget the names or the incidents that has happened, but you cannot forget how your boss made you to feel. We can easily forget many things, but how we felt, that unsafe, broken state of mind, we can't, right? Leadership isn't about titles or heavy paychecks or about having corner office rooms at our workplaces, right? Leadership is all about empowering, helping people under you to thrive and find meaning in their work. Would you like to become a great leader whom you wanted to have in your career? Are you curious to know what makes a leader really special? To know these, let me dive into this wonderful leadership classic, Leaders Eat Last, by the leadership coach Simon Sinek. Author offers interesting perspectives and approach towards leadership. The book beautifully explains how a leader has to put the needs of the team first so that they can end up creating a culture of success for the organization. The book offers many examples and stories of leaders in all walks, from the military to politics to businesses. The book talks about how important it is to have a great company culture that provides high amount of safety to its employees. The book explains the importance of feeling safe for its employees and how one can become a true leader. Author states that a company's biggest strength doesn't lie in its service offerings. Rather, it lies in the people who work for the organization. As mankind has evolved from living at the forests, always in the threats due to attack by wild animals, to working successfully in groups, we have found that our strength is in numbers, protecting the weak and turning away the threats. As per the author, today the modern workplaces is often filled with cutthroat, toxic cultures that is highly stressful. Various studies have found that only a few love to work, but the most just tolerate to work. Despite people wanting something really better, they have to settle for staying in the organization due to their life priorities. So, how can that be good for higher productivity of the employees or for the organizational success? Author says, only when people feel safe in the organization, they will really work honestly to solve the organizational problems. With that, let me share the 5 key takeaways from this wonderful book on leadership. Number 1, circle of safety. Circle of safety, what is it? It's nothing but a group of people who share common values and belief, and they strive to put together their energies to protect one from other from any type of threats. We all trust each other and support each other to make progress within this circle. Our family is a best example for circle of safety, right? Similar to how we have circle of safety within our own family, the organization where we work also should have a circle of safety. Author says that you need to feel valued, cared, a place where you have a sense of belonging. That circle of safety has to be offered by the organization. Our ancestors had to face a lot of safety issues like hiding from wild animals, they have to find a right place to stay to protect themselves and their loved ones, or they have to gather their own food, escape from many different type of diseases and whatnot, right? But look at the current, today's modern world. What are our safety problems? Today, all our safety problems revolves around one common theme. And that is, I'm sure you would have guessed it, it is about making money. So if our needs are taken care by the organization, then employees can work with full focus. As our brain is designed to default to that safety mode, the leader's main job is to provide the safety to the team so that they can focus on making progress towards the organizational goals. Author says, only if we are not worried about the threats, only then we can start focusing on our improvement. Number 2, 4 brain chemicals for our happiness. Author details about 4 chemicals which gives rise to happiness or positive feelings. Dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphin. You can remember it with an abbreviation DOSE, dose. So these are the four chemicals that gives us to feel really good and to feel happy end of the day. Dopamine is about feeling rewarded when we achieve something. Oxytocin is the feeling you get for your belonging and for your love. Serotonin, it's the feeling of pride when, as a tribe, we approach about a problem and we solve it. Endorphin, it blocks the pain when we try to push ourselves to get benefit. A good balance of all these four chemicals is required for us, and author explains how toxic organizational culture shuts down some of these chemical goodness. Out of these four hormones, two hormones focuses on personal needs and the other two focuses on the social aspects, the social chemicals that we only experience when we work with others. Dopamine and endorphin drives us to satisfy our personal needs. These are selfish chemicals that helps us to satisfy our own needs. They help us to get things done for our personal benefit and feel good about it. Dopamine is our natural internal reward system that drives motivation from accomplishing a particular task. For example, complete your deliverable as per the plan or eat your favorite dish. These are the good examples of being selfish, and you get dopamine when you accomplish these tasks. Endorphin is a natural painkiller. For example, after a long work day, though you feel so exhausted, tired, and having body pain, you still feel that it is a pleasure because we are doing it to achieve our own life goals for our own benefit. Whereas the other two hormones, serotonin and oxytocin, encourages us to work together with others. They build feelings of trust, strengthen our social bonds, and induce us to collaborate with others. Oxytocin is a love hormone that fosters bonding and connecting with people through social interaction. On the other side, serotonin contributes to our well being and joy by regulating our mood and sleep. So, these four chemicals are the natural way of helping us survive by balancing our personal and social needs. If there is a proper balance of all these four chemicals, as an individual, we feel protected, and as a group, we feel safe. The real challenge starts when the organizations where we are working do not do the right things to ensure the two selfless chemicals are being activated enough, the oxytocin and serotonin, right? So, in short, those four chemicals we saw that are useful for keeping ourselves happy and joyful all the time. Number three, don't underestimate the power of stress hormone. Author introduces another chemical called the chemical of stress called cortisol. Cortisol is generally released when we face any threat. It is a stress hormone. Author says confidently that the modern workplace tends to be flooded with cortisol or dopamine addiction. A prolonged exposure to the stressful environment is not good for us as it weakens our immune system. Simon says that when our organizations are unsafe, employees get soaked into the stress hormone cortisol. If we lack the circle of safety, we become dangerously imbalanced and it can lead to bad consequences. Hence, the most important task of a leader is to help ensure there is a healthy balance of all four hormones dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphin, and ensure reduction of cortisol in a typical work environment. Number four, addiction has become the biggest problem of the modern society. Author states that the modern society is suffering from addiction. Addiction, again, don't think that I'm referring to alcohol or drugs. Author is referring to the way we become addicted to be better and to create faster performance in the organizations we work. Earlier, the release of dopamine was for our own survival from wild attacks, right? But now look at our life. It is so much tied to our job performance, is it not? And look at our lifestyle. When we put a like for some human rights campaign, or it could be an orphanage ad requesting for support on social media, it triggers dopamine release within ourselves. And we get a rush of happiness by completing a big favor for a social cause, but we have just put a like. That's it. We need to become conscious. conscious enough to get ourselves out of this addiction of getting little bursts of dopamine, just putting few likes. Instead, we should do something to balance them with serotonin and oxytocin release, which drives more of a social activities like volunteering or taking part in a community initiative, or it could be as simple as building relationship with real people. Just by changing our profile picture or sharing our vacation pictures on Facebook and getting great response from people gives you a sudden rise in our dopamine and endorphin. And unfortunately, it has become so easier to sit in the comfort of the room in a chair than actually going out and doing something to connect with the real people and work for a shared goal. This addiction over time will make us to feel empty. We tend to lose the real meaning and purpose of our life, and we don't feel good about ourselves. So before you watch a funny video in social media, explore opportunities to connect with real people and socialize with them. Number 5, good leaders focus on integrity and foster healthy relationships. If you want to be a trusted leader, you need to have integrity. Do what you say. That is integrity. A leader's action speaks more than their words. Good leaders really love to connect with people and they have empathy to think from others' point of view. They show genuine interest in team's well-being. A leader has an opportunity to be an example, a role model for others to follow. True leaders know their primary duty is to serve the people who follow them. In the time of crisis, true leaders don't think twice to use their personal resources to do good for the team. This is what makes a leader a real leader, and they hold the group together at any cost. If you're able to put your own needs last for your team's benefit, then you become a real leader. If you look at an organization setup, or it could be a very small team setup, although every members of the team have individual goals, but as a group, we all work for a shared objective to make our goals, our dreams come true. That shared objective of working together to achieve that dream, that purpose comes from the leader. A leader should drive the people in certain direction, show them the path by sharing the purpose, help them to walk on the path, and being there for them while team is walking on that path. And more importantly, leaders should stand last while walking on that path so that they can ensure that every member of the group makes it to the end. In short, leaders put their people first and stand last, watching them to succeed. The world needs more leaders who can create a circle of safety and positivity, fulfilling the needs of our team at the work environment than the individual goals. In short, leaders provide a safe environment for the team to thrive. Leaders are the ones who run into danger first before letting the team to dive in. Leaders are those who are ready to make sacrifices for their team to accomplish team's goal. They would never think of to sacrifice team's goal to achieve their own goals. Finally, become the leader you wish you had. Thank you for watching this video. This is Ramya here, committed for your 1% consistent improvement. I'll be sharing key takeaways from some of the best personal development books. If you like this video, do like and subscribe to my channel. Take care. Bye.